So, welcome to all of you to this amazing, beautiful journey of theta healing. First of all, before starting, I want you all to simply sit in a comfortable position. Just make yourself comfortable as possible. Allow yourself to keep your backbone straight. And gently close your beautiful eyes. As you close your beautiful eyes, just observe the feelings you have in your body. Observe any sounds that you are listening to from outside. Allow yourself to gently, like a feather falling down into your hands, drift your awareness into your breath. Just observe the incoming breath and the outgoing breath. With no judgment, just observe the breath that is coming in and the breath that is going out. And as you observe your breath, gently bring your awareness to the top of your head, allowing your head to be gently allowed to relax. Feel a beautiful breeze of love, a breeze of light, a divine light falling onto your head, making your head feel very relaxed. Let this beautiful feeling go down into your eyes, allowing the muscles of your eyes to relax, allowing this beautiful breeze of light to go down into your cheeks, into your jaws, into all of your head. Let this beautiful breeze of light go down gently into your neck area, allowing yourself to become more flexible. Let it go down into your shoulders, letting go of any burden, any stiffness. Just breathe into that space and allow it to be dissolved. And let this beautiful breeze of light go into your hands, to the tip of your fingers. Just observe it going into all of your fingers. Your thumb, your first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, and the thumb. On your left hand and your right hand. Allow yourself to let this beautiful breeze of light To experience this breeze of light, to let it flow down into your chest area, breathing into your chest area and allowing you to relax. Let this beautiful light go down into your stomach, your abdomen. Let it go into your abdomen. Breathe into your abdomen deeply and allow any stress to be released through your breath. Let this beautiful light go down into your perineum muscles, into your genitals. Let it go down into your back of your chest, your lower back. Let it go down into your buttocks. Let this beautiful breeze of light go down gently into your thighs, allowing your thighs to relax. Let it go down into your knees, both of your knees, making yourself flexible, allowing yourself to move forward. Let it go down. Let your awareness drift down into your calf muscles. Let this beautiful breeze of light go down into your ankles, into your feet, till the tip of your toes. Now allow yourself to take a deep breath in and relax. And as you take another deep breath in, just observe your body from your tip of your toes till the top of your head. And let your awareness gently drift into your heart space, the center of your chest. As you go into your center of your chest, allow yourself to take a deep breath in and go deep into your heart space, allowing yourself to relax as you take another deep breath in. Let your body feel completely relaxed. And let yourself drift into this beautiful space in your heart, the beautiful space of unconditional love. Just touch upon this beautiful space of unconditional love energy and allow yourself to connect with everyone that is present here in this webinar. Allow yourself to take a deep breath in and relax. And gently let this energy of unconditional love expand as light into your aura, into your whole of your being. Take another deep breath in and allow yourself to expand into the space you're sitting on, be it a chair, the bed, or the floor. Allow yourself to connect with the molecules in space of the chair you're sitting on. Take another deep breath in and let your beautiful energy expand into the room, the whole of your room. Your whole of your room is expanded in your light, allowing yourself to connect with everything that is there in the room. Take one more deep breath in and allow yourself to expand into Mother Earth, whole of the Mother Earth. Just feel, sense her beautiful energy. Ground yourself into this energy. Know that you are part of the Mother Earth. And take another deep breath in and expand into the universe, into the solar system. Allowing yourself to feel connected with everything that is there in the universe. All the planets, the Milky Way, the stars. You're connected to each and everything that exists. Know that you are part of everything that exists. Allowing yourself to again expand into the infinite light of unconditional love, the energy of all that is. Feel, sense, know that you're part of all that is. You're connected to everything that exists, and everything exists within you. With this beautiful awareness, let us invoke the blessings of all the masters, the creator of all that is, all the gods and goddesses, all the angels. Let us invoke the blessings of our teachers, our family, our parents, and every energy that is supporting us. Let us open ourselves to endless possibilities. Let us be flexible enough to open to new awareness, new perceptions, new ideas. And that we are able to understand our own purpose of our life. And that we are able to conceive new ideas and transform our life for the highest and best. Just place your hands on your heart, on your chest, and connect to yourself. It is very important to connect to yourself too, as you're connecting to everything else. And as you're keeping your hands on your heart, just ask your heart, what is it that I really want? What is the true purpose of my life? If you get an answer, well and good. If you don't get an answer, you've already put the intention, it will come to you. Knowing that you're always safe and protected. Knowing that you're always loved and that you're worthy enough to be loved and that you're worthy enough to be abandoned and that you are worthy enough to live in freedom. Allow yourself to gently rub your hands together, place it on your eyes, and open your eyes. I believe everyone was able to connect, at least with yourself, and to the energy of all that is. Today we are going to discuss about theta healing here. So first I should be introducing the founder of theta healing. So let me just share. Okay, this is Vayana Steibel, the founder of Theta Healing. To talk about her, she's an amazing soul. She's a very compassionate and loving soul. And she is a born intuitive. She was born with a lot of intuitive abilities, but she came to know that she was able to heal others only maybe around 25 years back. Okay. So it all started with she healing few people, but the major part happened with she healing herself with her bone cancer. So even though she was diagnosed as a bone cancer, she got the message in meditation that it was lymphatic cancer and she could heal that instantly. So that was an amazing shift in her life. But it took some time for her to actually understand the dynamics of it, to understand each levels of it, like how it is being taught to us, you know. Lot of courses are there in theta healing, other than basic and advanced. We have intuitive anatomy, we have disease and disorder, we have soulmate class, planes of existence, rainbow children. It's just an endless class. It's like around 20 to 23. It's endlessly happening over there. So it's amazing to see the shift she has been bringing in all of us. Actually, I got into theta healing because one of my friends, Rekha, introduced me into it. I just went for the fun of it because I was practicing pranic healing and Reiki, but more than that, I was an artist. So it was just for fun. I went to know, just to know about it. I had no idea that I was getting into something very so intense. But you know, it changed me so much because I was a person who hardly, I think some of my classmates are here. They know that I was a very introvert person. I hardly connected with people. I hardly spoke loudly in the class. I mean, I was not at all expressive. So it was the first time I got a chance to change that. So the first experiment I did was like with acceptance. So I could see that my family was accepting me more. Like I didn't have to always, you know, I used to be a kind of a person who always listened to others. Okay, you say something, okay, I'll listen to it. People pleaser. From that, I changed into what I really wanted to do. When I changed into that, people started respecting me more, accepting me more. Then I realized that only when I respect myself and only when I accept myself, people will accept me. So from there, I experimented on many things. The first thing was I did a lot of painting exhibitions. Then a lot of people call me for judging that. So I had to speak on stage, which was very new to me. So the fear of speaking to a large crowd, it just dissolved because I kept on healing myself for all the things that came in, you know. Okay. So after that, I finished experimenting that. Then I thought, okay, judging, I've had it. I don't like judging people or students or anybody. So that's what we learn in theta healing also, never to judge others or to yours or yourself, you know. So it was hard for me to judge in a painting competition and all that. So I dropped that. And another thing that changed inside me was that I always believed that I'm not beautiful. I always believed that I'm not attractive, because I always found that, especially when I got married, I was compared with my husband, so the people always said that, oh, he's so handsome, he's so tall, he's so that, he's so this. So I always had this feeling that I'm not enough. So once I worked on myself, it changed drastically. It changed drastically in the sense that I actually had a lot of people coming to me and commenting saying that you're so beautiful and all. Still, I was not able to accept that, even though I changed that inside me. So what happened was that I ended up having a lot of photographer friends, and they all took a lot of pictures of me, and it was put all over Facebook and Instagram and everywhere. And it was like a kind of a modeling. And my height is just 4'11", not even 5. And I became a model. And now, if you Google in the, actually one of my friend only made me understand this, that if you Google that beautiful woman of Kerala, my face comes. So, it was a transition from the feeling of I am not beautiful to beautiful. So that also ended, because now I'm satisfied with that. Now I didn't want to experiment that. So I left modeling. I left all that. I left the idea of, putting myself on screen and all that. So then I shifted on to something else. Like I kind of experimented with many things, like in relationship, how it can be shifted. A lot of things shifted in the relationships. And of course, I was a person who would never take my power. So naturally, it all ended up with issues with my husband. And of course, if he was living with me right now, I wouldn't take all the things he used to do. So right now, he left for good in to India. So I had to take up all the responsibilities, and I kind of put myself in the power zone. So it was like I understood that my soul was choosing to experience this. So we kind of don't understand what exactly is happening in our life, for what reason it is. Only when you observe it, you kind of understand it. Right now, what I'm more focusing on is that, later on only I understood that that's not my passion. All what I did was not my passion. When I started healing others, I seeing shift in people. It was such an amazing experience. It was like I could feel that change happening in them, and it kind of changed me inside. It kind of made me feel that wow, so many people can be awakened like that. So I thought, okay, why not teach this? When I started teaching, it was even more interesting. It's like I get up every day with so much of enthusiasm just to teach people. And all of my students, I think some of them are here, know that I really enjoy doing that. Especially the kind of things you experiment and find out, because this is an intuitive process. You cannot say everything, you cannot tell them everything. You can only guide them. Rest of it, of course, you have to find it on your own. So it has become a self-awareness process. So basically what I'm trying to say is that theta healing is a self-awareness process. It is like you stop complaining, you stop telling bad things about others. You stop saying that he is the reason or she is the reason or my parents did that. You stop saying all that. You, instead of that, you keep looking at yourself. What is that in me that is creating this? Most of the time when people are angry, it is not, they are not angry at the people who are actually there in front of them. It is something way behind which is being triggered. So in theta healing, we have this amazing process of digging, through which we can understand where it began and all that. So let me just start sharing with you what exactly theta is all about. Okay. Okay. So Vayana says that theta healing was always here. It's an ancient knowledge and we are actually rediscovering it. So we can actually change our subconscious mind beliefs. Why do you need to change the subconscious mind beliefs? Is that when we are experiencing something in our life, it is actually because of what is stored in our subconscious level that we are experiencing that. So how do we know what is stored in the subconscious level? So it is like we have this technique called muscle testing in theta. Through that, we understand what are the beliefs we have been storing. And when we change the subconscious mind beliefs, because subconscious mind, we normally use around 88 percentage, and only 12 percentage of your conscious mind we are using. So it's so important for us to understand what is stored in our subconscious level. Okay, so in this healing process, we do belief work, feeling work, we do body scanning, past life healing, ancestral healing, all that is done. But in detail, if you say that, we normally use theta. So we have these brain waves. You all know that we have beta. Right now, when we are talking, it is in beta state. Alpha state is a little more relaxed state, especially when we are watching a sunset or something. It is the alpha state. And delta is delta is deep sleep state, and theta is a state where we have, it's a half sleep state, especially when we go to sleep just before falling asleep. That is the state of theta. And of course, gamma is little heightened perception. It is a flight or fight mode, you know, that is the gamma. So we actually use theta and gamma in theta healing. So when we use theta state, mostly we say that olden times, rishis, you know, that maharshis and all those people, the prophets, all those people are the only people who could attain this state. Right now, there is an awakening happening throughout the world, that a lot of people have been going into theta, that it is easy for us to get into a theta state. In this class, we learn to sit in theta state at least in 30 seconds. That fast we train all our students to get into theta state, so that you understand that, you know, it is easy for us to be in a theta state and operate very fast. And whenever we are in a theta state, whatever words or thoughts that come into us is very powerful. You kind of manifest it instantly. It's also connected to quantum physics. Of course, in quantum physics, they say that it is everything is energy, everything is matrices of energy. So there is a potential to change that. Okay. And it is also connected to epigenetics. So epigenetics means it is a study that factors in our environment, not our genes. Of course, genes are also affecting us. In this also, we are doing a DNA healing. But more than that, we can say that whatever is being fed to us from our childhood or from our ancestors can be changed. That is what they say. It can be changed through theta. Okay. So how it works is that theta healing transforms our environment by changing the vibrations of our receptor cells, thus altering the pattern of neuropeptide flow in our bodies. When we change the patterns of our neuropeptide flow, we change how we feel. And when we change how we feel, we change how we act. And when we change how we act, we change our lives. Okay, so with theta healing, we have a direct connection to psychic senses. So with theta healing, we are going to activate our psychic centers. We are going to be able to read people, to scan people. And we are doing this not to show off, okay? We are doing this to help people to change from within, like whatever is being stored inside them. You should not do that to make a person feel very uncomfortable reading their whatever, you know, whatever they don't want others to know. But in theta, we read people only to help them transform their life for the better. So we don't, you know, kind of, you know, boast around of what we know. Okay, so in this, we have this DNA activation also. I'll after the whole thing, I'll just ask you all to interact so that you'll have questions and we can discuss about it, okay? DNA activation is done, and in the basic class itself, on the last day we do that. And it actually increases our intuitive abilities, psychic senses are awakened. You are able to manifest easily. We will have more health and we'll be more creative, and it's a high vibrational frequency, okay? And we are also able to remain young. There is a reason, because there is something called telomeres. Anybody who is in the science field will know that the telomeres are responsible for our keeping ourselves young. So it kind of wears off as we get old. But in theta, or any person who is meditating, their telomeres actually is being extended and it remains very healthy. That's the reason they remain young. Okay. So theta healing is done in 4 levels. 4 levels in the sense that the first level is called the core level. It is from the time you're born to around 7 years to present day. Okay, it's mainly till 7 years. So whatever you receive at that point of time as an experience is formed as a belief. For example, when you were a young child and your parents said something and you couldn't okay, you kind of ask them, okay, can I go to my friend's house? Such a small thing. Okay, can I go to my friend's house? So the child was told that no, you cannot go. Or can I go for a picnic? No, you cannot go. So the child feels rejected. Okay, if there are two children in the family, and one child may feel rejected, the other child may feel that okay, it's fine, even if I don't go, it's okay, fine, I'm just taking it as that or another child may feel that okay, whether you like it or not, I'm going. There are 3 types of the way the children takes it is different from each person's perspective. So it's like, it's not the parents, it's how the children accepts each belief. So the child who felt rejected forms the belief that I am rejected, I am not accepted. And as he grows up, as he or she grows up, they kind of keep on repeating on having the belief that they are not accepted and they're always rejected and things like that. Be it rejection or betrayal or anything. It could be trust, it could be anything, but it starts there. And the genetic level is something which is being passed on by your parents or your ancestors. 7 ancestors behind you. So your parents, whatever belief system they have been having on the genetic level, suppose your parents have the belief that I have to struggle to earn. You will keep on struggling to earn. You will not earn simply just like that. Or I have to work hard. Everybody says that you have to work hard. Otherwise, how will you get good marks? How will you get money? You have to work hard. So we are all programmed to work hard, but we as theta healers know that we don't have to work hard. We just have to work. The hard part we remove, and the ease comes in, and we choose how much time we have to work, and we can actually attain whatever we want. So we can program our mind, our subconscious mind like that. Okay, and the history level is 7 ancestors behind you, means it could be also the community belief, mass consciousness belief. It could be your past life. There are people who don't believe in past life, it's okay. But for those people who can understand past life, yes, it does bring into your attention that there are a lot of things to be resolved over there also. So you kind of bring in beliefs from there also. So people who tap into past life, it is easier for them to open up those beliefs and change that. But not always necessary. Yes, this is only on the earth plane that past life exists. When you release yourself from the earth plane, past life does not exist because there is no time there. Okay. And the soul level is something very more deeper than all this level. It is something of all that is, it means all that you are, everything that you have been experiencing, maybe in the genetic level or the core level or the history level, something you have experienced very in depth, or in, suppose you have gone through a war situation or something very traumatic and all that, it just sets inside your soul, and your soul level is in your heart center. Okay, so these are the 4 levels we work on when we do a theta healing session, and it is amazing to see them shift on each level. In basic class, of course, we learn to change the programs on each level. So what we have to understand is that whenever we are in a particular state, we have to understand the frequencies that we are vibrating on. So that, you can see in this chart over here that the shame has the lowest frequency, and it is around 20, I think it is in hertz, okay? And you're feeling very miserable. That's when. And the guilt is a little bit more higher than that. Apathy is higher, grief is higher, fear is around 100, anger is around 150, courage is around 200. And then when we go higher, that is your willingness, 310, acceptance is 350, love is 500. So that's the frequency at least we should be vibrating every day, 500. Joy is 540, peace is 600, and enlightenment is 700, 2000. Okay, so whenever we feel that our frequencies we are not vibrating at a higher frequency and we are going low, we can actually shift immediately. There are different ways of shifting your frequencies. Of course, in theta we do a digging process and we shift, or you can listen to music, you can go to nature, but be aware what frequency you are vibrating on. Be always aware. Here, the awareness is the key. So in basic class, we are actually taught to sit in theta state within few seconds actually, and to read and scan another person. You learn to heal on 4 levels. We do the feeling work, belief work. We learn about the 7 planes of existence. You learn to speak to guardian angels, clear wayward spirits or possessions from body. We learn to understand like about soulmates and how to have your compatible soulmate. And you learn to manifest, you learn future reading, you learn DNA activation and repairing the physical gene. These are things we will be learning in basic class. So here, I think we have few people who have experienced theta in a deeper way. If one of you all can, share your experience, it would be really nice. Can anybody share? Hello, nobody's there. Okay, Suvarna, say, I was not able to see you. You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi. I'm Suvarna, and I have done 3 courses with Priya. First basic, then advanced, then recently we have done dig deeper. And actually it is very, very empowering. What I've got lots of self-confidence. In the beginning, I was like, oh, can this all be done? Actually, it's too incredible. But it is like we are limitless. When there is actually nothing we can't do. There are so many limiting beliefs we are having inside. So to get rid of at least some of it itself is very, very powerful and empowering actually, like I said. And through theta healing, in the beginning I was a little bit skeptical, to be honest. But as we practiced more and more, and the connection with the creator, once it happens, it's amazing. It's incredible, actually. I can't actually explain how I feel. That is, it needs to be experienced. We can't explain how it is. The connection with the creator is something which is, in each and every step, the creator will guide you. So if you think that you are not enough, you cannot do, the creator shows us. So the first thing you need to have is, which is a must in theta healing, is what I feel is that the faith in the creator. And faith in yourself will also help, but faith in creator is the it's a primary thing you need to have to heal also and to be a healer also. So with the creator's guidance, you can heal easily. With when we learned all these things, first it will be a little bit overwhelming. For me, it was like that. But through practice, it has become actually very, very easy. And for me, it was the creator's guidance, which is always, I found very, very, the connection with the creator of all that is amazing. And that is what I felt. And the beliefs we have, we don't actually realize what all we have inside, how we have kept so many, I don't know what to say, so many limiting beliefs and restrictions we have put on ourselves. That all can be actually taken off, and we can be healed in many ways, mentally, physically, and emotionally, all. It's I think it's amazing. That's all I can say. All thanks to Priya, we have done all this, been able to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Purna. Thank you. So it's like, you know, everyone has a different experience in theta, and every theta healing is a different experience for me, and every class is a different experience for me. So it's like the learning is endless. And you know, the thing is that we don't allow ourselves to suffer at all. The moment you start suffering, you can sit in theta state and find out where the suffering is coming from, why we are experiencing this, and we change the belief. The changing the belief is not important. The important part is what you realize from it, what you learn from it. So, you know, first of all, understanding that you have this belief itself is a big thing. But once you understand what are you learning out of it, that is the aha moment in that, you know. That is where actually the healing actually takes place. The energy shifts happens. So you kind of understand that, okay, you created the situation to experience this and understand this. We are actually mastering a lot of virtues through going through that situation. So once you understand that, it is easy to shift that. This is what happens. Be it any, I can sense now in this group, a lot of people have hormonal issues. Not only hormonal issues, I would say even their sacral chakra, sexual chakra is very weak. You know, when you have a weak sexual chakra or a sacral chakra, it is one of the blocks in abundance also, even money making also. People think that it is not, but it is. Even you know, forgiveness issues. If you have if you can't forgive yourself or others, or you've been carrying on some grudge, or you know, you resent somebody for a long time, it is an abundance block. So what abundance is not only money, okay? Abundance is abundance of love, abundance of happiness, abundance of wealth, abundance of you know, air, abundance of everything. So it is like, it is a block. So whenever we know that something is not flowing, work on your resentment issues. Most of the resentment issues, if you clear, you can actually clear your diseases and also your prosperity blocks and all that, you know. These are major blocks to that. Of course, there are other blocks which comes below that, but of course, these are the major blocks. In higher classes, they go very deep into that, and they heal in a different way. Because in the basic class, we go step by step. But as we go into the higher class, it is purely intuitive healing. Okay, there are no steps or nothing like that. It's just pure intuition. So there are people actually who heal from the basic class itself with intuition. But it's mainly, you know, tapping into your intuition. Everybody is intuitive. Only thing is that we are not used to using that in the highest and best of the ways. Is there any questions? You can unmute yourself and ask, okay? Or if anybody wants to share your experience, you can share.
Yes, Priya.
Yeah. Ajit. Okay.
Hi, my name is Ajit. I'm a Theta healer. So I learned Theta healer healing courses 5 years back. It was actually it's an experience. Actually, we are experiencing something which is our past experiences. So when we are in childhood, we are facing lot of things which is hidden in our memories, hidden in our conscious level. So that is reflecting in our the future career and future life. So that is coming out when we are in a situation. We are creating ourselves that situation to learn something out of that. That's the reason we our energy is flowing to others. That if we are confident, if we are not confident enough yourself, it is coming as a situation. That is a big learning for me, since I am running a company which is I am always complaining others. That was the things we have to learn. So that is, you are complaining yourself actually. It is not complaining to others. So that is where the big learning for me that came through theta healing. So then later I realized that all the issues we can work it on theta healing. And its experience really it's made me a big changes myself. uh, then I did repeat on 2 weeks back, because when we learned everything, no, still we need to re revamping ourselves, that the basic things which is we are forgetting sometime. So that was the experience I got it from Priya. It was a nice basic. Then first time uh, we had a session 2 weeks back. I got a good learnings, and I did very nice healing to my co-partner. That was my experience. Then I realized that this is the best, which is we can do it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Priya.
Thank you, Ajit Bhai.
Hi, this is Jaya here.
Jaya.
Jaya here.
You, 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know, how long does it take to become a theta healer?
It just takes 5 days.
5 days, and you go through all the levels, is it?
Yeah.
Or is it for the basic?
The basic only. The basic class is of 5 days. Actually, it's of 3 days, but I take it for 5 days so that you get time to actually practice.
Okay.
So the
So
basic
5
class is
days.
that. But even though you become a theta healer, unless you practice, nothing is going to happen. Like right now, Ajit said that he learned theta healing 5 years back. He was not practicing it. Of course, he was doing healing. He was taking healing from healers, but he was not doing it to others. So once you practice only, actually, you actually increase in intuition, and you kind of understand the dynamics and things like that. If you don't use it, it is not going to do any good to you. So I wouldn't recommend to anybody who is not going to use it, just simply come and sit in the class. No, I wouldn't recommend that. See, whatever work you're doing, be it any kind of work you're doing, you can do theta healing on yourself and others also. Because on yourself, to empower yourself, whatever you're facing, you can release the block or release the issue, or you can just face it. That is the reason I think here Pooja has asked, how is it that one can change energy from lower frequency level to upper level using theta? Okay, so it is like when we do a digging process, what we do is that we actually dig on the problem. We call it digging. See, for example, you're going through an issue. So you ask the person, what are you going through? What is happening in your life? How are you feeling? And then we have this set of questions like, what's the worst thing that can happen? And then we kind of go to this bottom belief, wherein you get this idea that, okay, this is the bottom belief. And then you muscle test that person. You muscle test that person and you make them understand, okay, this is your bottom belief. So when you make them understand that this is your bottom belief, we ask them, okay, when was the first time you experienced that? So that would be when they were very small. Or sometimes they'll say, it was always there, and they'll be like all vague. So that means it is a genetic belief because they can't relate when it started, you know. So it has always been there. So it's a genetic belief. So when it is a genetic belief, you can ask, what did your parents or ancestors, what they would have learned going through this? Okay, for example, if they are going through one example, like I have to be in poverty. Some people have this belief that I have to live in poverty. So if I live in poverty, only I can connect to God. These are the beliefs people might can have, and they live in poverty. They struggle, and they feel that they can connect to God only when they live in poverty. So this is a genetic belief. So what did your parents go through it? What did they learn going through it? So every person will have a different answer. One person might say that yeah, they learn to connect to God, they learn to, some another person will say that okay, they learn to live simple life, they learn to be humble. So what that client of yours is saying is their learning. Even though they're talking about their parents, it's their learning. So their realization is set there. So you know, you're making them realize that you have actually learned this. Now you don't have to carry this belief. So when you tell the person you don't have to carry this belief, you can actually cancel this belief from that system. There is a way of releasing this. When you sit in theta state, you can give the command and release it and give a download. And when you give a download, the belief changes. Instantly it changes. You can see it changing and the muscle test will change. So muscle test is a way to make the other person understand that it has changed, because you see it with your hands. You know, you right in front of you, you can actually see either in the hand or, you know, there's a way of doing it standing. So you kind of understand that person has shifted, but the realization is important. That's what happens in
Thank you.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Priya.
Who's that?
This is Kuntal, Priya.
Where are you? Kuntal, okay, your video is not on.
Okay.
Okay, Kuntal. Okay, tell me.
Okay. So, Priya, I've got two questions. The first question is, as you said that many times we have got some, some kind of blocks, be it mental or emotional or whatever. So
Yeah.
that needs a relief. So the first question is, through theta healing, if that kind of a mental block or anything, any block that holds you back, if that is released, as you said, download and release. So if that is released, so what are the chances that it comes back and it pulls you down back to the point from where you started?
No, see, it will not come back until, you know, you feel that you have not realized it properly. If you have realized the thing properly, it will not come back. Of course, you may experience a different aspect of it, a different dimension of it, but that same thing will not come back. That's what they say. Same thing will not come back, or else there might be something more to be released on the sides. That thing would have changed, but you know, there are different aspects to one problem. So sometimes only one sitting or one thing need to be changed, that whole thing shifts. But sometimes you need to work on 3-4 things to have the whole change in that aspect. So it might take
Okay.
2-3 or 4 sessions. It depends, you know. So that's why, you know, I wouldn't recommend everyone to always going into a theta healer and doing this, because it's not practical. You'll have endless lot of problems every day, right? That's the reason I even kept my charges low, only because you know, not low as such, but yeah, lower than what is normally given out here, is because I want people to come and just experience it and understand that if you can train yourself doing this, it is like you can actually do it on yourself on a daily basis. You don't have to depend on somebody else.
Okay.
See, when you're doing something, like when you are continuously going to a theta healer, you're depending on that person. So as a teacher, I wouldn't allow that. I would say that you should empower others. See, empowering others is very important because making others dependent on you is not empowerment. Like, for example, if you have a child and you, the child, you kind of help the child initially. If you continuously help the child in doing the same, the child will not learn,
Hmm. Right.
right? So
Correct.
it is, I believe, I don't know. Okay. So it is like, this is a self-empowerment thing. So even if you start healing, it is better if you learn, it is good for you and the people around you, because when your consciousness shifts, the people around you also shifts. Like when I learned theta healing, I could see a major shift in my family. And my father being a doctor, I think he's there in the group itself. My father being a doctor, it wouldn't have been easy for him to accept what I'm doing. What is this? What you're doing? It is because it is not to be seen with eyes, and they are very
Right.
logical people, right? But once he
Hmm.
experienced it, now he recommends his people, his friends, everybody to come to me because he knows it shifts. And the shift has been happening in everyone around me. It is not just me. So it's like,
Okay.
instead of always going to a theta healer, I would say learn it yourself and keep practicing it, because we always keep practice sessions that you get to heal many people, and you don't have to pay also over there, because when you're having practice sessions, you get to choose the partners and you're doing a swap session. So you're learning
Hmm.
also, you're healing also, and you're changing also with that.
That's right. So Priya, so your answer, gives me a follow-up question to ask, and the question would be that in case if I want to learn theta healing, so and you said that it needs to be practiced. So what exactly is the? I mean, how do we practice it, and or how do we start doing it? The first
Yeah.
is the learning and the practice.
Yeah, practice sessions I only give, like I have this, like we have breakout rooms in this. This is like the Zoom link we have is of USA's Think Institute, Vienna's Institute's Zoom, Premier Zoom it is. So we have breakout rooms in that. So in that, everybody will be paired with two people like that, and you will be told to work on each other. So if you need any help, of course I can come in and help. That's what we do in class also. But after class
Okay.
practices are also important. Even if you don't come for the practice session, which I keep also, you can start healing people, or people in your class. You can set up a time and you do a Zoom session or anything. Now that it is COVID, of course everybody would be doing Zoom sessions. So you can do a Zoom session, or you can practice it with your friends. So initially when you're practicing, don't take money from them, take only a hug from them. So we
Right.
always say we should have an energy exchange. So don't do
Right.
it for free, because there should be an energy exchange. So at least a hug should be taken, so that
Okay.
the subconscious mind has to feel that something tangible has happened. That's the reason you say that you shouldn't do it for free.
Okay. And Priya, just if you allow me one last question,
Yeah.
and if you wish, you cannot answer this also. But the question is that being a healer, giving healing sessions to others, do you get any emotional or psychological or any other kind of issues within yourself? I mean, the question is that giving by giving healing sessions to other, do you get impacted in any other way?
Okay. So the thing is that in other healing modalities, I have learned the Reiki, I have learned pranic healing, Shinkong, Access Bar. So the thing is that in all of that, I have seen that we tend to actually take the energy of the other person when we are doing the healing.
Right.
So it is kind of little, you have to put a shield and you have to do all those things. But in theta, when we are connected to the seventh plane of existence, you don't have to do anything, because you are not the one who is healing. It is the creator who is the healer. And you're
Okay.
only being the witness. You're only witnessing it. You are not taking in the energy. So if you have the habit
Mhm.
of taking other people's energy, you first have to heal yourself for that. Why are you
Correct.
taking that energy? How is it serving
Right.
you? What are you getting
Mhm.
out of it? So we change the belief of taking another people's energy as our own. And then if you do a healing, you're not going to take another people's energy. So we have healing for that also. So that, once you shift that, even if you sit with a person, you will not take the other person's energy. Of course, it's your empathetic nature to understand the other person's feeling. So you would have been practicing that to master the empathetic sense.
Mhm. Got it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I think personally, okay, Pooja, can I read this out in loud? Pooja, are you here? Pooja, are you here?
Yes, Priya. Sure.
Can I answer?
As
Yes.
a,
Okay.
okay.
It's
It's
not.
sent to everyone. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that. Okay. So
Okay.
you find that you are manipulating during muscle testing. You are doing muscle testing in your hand. Where is Pooja? I can't see you.
Yes, muscle testing using hand.
Where are you? Pooja. Okay, your video is not on. Okay. So you can do the standing muscle testing. So in that,
Okay.
you don't have to, I mean, that's why Vayana always says that when we are initially teaching clients or students teach the standing method, because people have the tendency to manipulate the muscle test on the hand. So the standing one,
Mm.
and tell yourself that you're doing it for your good. You're not going to manipulate it. So stand and, align yourself, and then it will move on its own. So you can see the movement. But for some people, the hand one is better. But if you're sitting virtually with somebody, the healer actually knows if they are manipulating, so they know how to change that.
Okay. Okay.
Last
I
question.
haven't. And how can you confirm that you have reached the seventh plane? I'm actually unable to understand how uh, how do you actually know that you are there?
Okay, you are there is the sense that you feel very light, very loved. It's a very calm feeling, and you feel very protected and safe. And you are actually experiencing some people feel a tingling sensation inside, and it's a very relaxed state. But yes, we can even do a muscle test if you're in theta state. That also we can do, or we can, if you feel that you are not in theta state, what you can do is go higher. The more you go higher, the more you feel that okay, you are able to connect to all that. What is actually happening is that you are actually connecting to your inner self. You feel that you're going outside your body and connecting to somebody up there, but that's the way it is designed for your mind to conceive that you're connecting to the creator of all that is. But it is there within us. You can go through your heart also. So it is like, most of the people, of course, in India, most of the people connect to the fifth plane very fast, but to connect to the seventh plane, they take little longer because we are used to connecting to the fifth plane. What I mean by fifth plane is like when we go to a temple or a church or anything, whatever activity is happening, there is a fifth plane energy. So there is a give and take energy over there. So there's nothing wrong in that. Of course, we can accept that. But yes, if you want to go to the highest level, like in Hinduism, they say it is the Parabrahma, and in, of course, Muslims, they call Allah, and in Jesus always says, I am the son of God. So that's the God energy. So it's the same thing. Everything is the same thing we are tapping into. So it is only with practice you get into theta state. Of course, you're going to feel very light, and you actually start whenever you're scanning a person or whenever you are sitting in that state. It is a different feel. You kind of get visions. Some people get messages. Some people feel so light and so loved, and it is with practice you get that. Pooja, you're doing the guided meditation or you're doing it on your own?
On my own.
On your own. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So maybe I'm lacking practice. Thank you. It's a lot clearer now.
Anybody else want to share or ask question? Okay, Rashmi has asked, hi Priya, can we learn theta healing only for healing our own life, or we need to heal other people too? No, you don't need to heal other people. Of course, you can learn to heal yourself. That is what if you want right now, because some people feel that they don't want to heal somebody else right now. That is fine. because your soul wants to experience that right now. So that's fine. Yeah, but you need to practice. So for practice, of course, you need to have a practice session, or you can practice on yourself when you're practicing on yourself. But the thing is that, of course, you will need guidance. That's all. Anybody else would want to talk? Or we'll just go into the manifestation?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Rita here.
Sarita. Okay. Yeah, Sarita, tell me.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Me coming to this theta healing, it was during a very traumatic period in my life, actually. And I would really thank Deepa ma'am for that. That is Priya's cousin, who took me when that was a period I thought, no, nothing is going to change in my life. I have to undergo this. That is my life. I had that belief. At that point of time, ma'am said, why don't you go for a healing? So that's how I went to Priya for the healing. Yes, that really changed whatever was my belief system, whatever blames that was there, that all changed. I could see that, I could experience that change. And still I'm experiencing it. And then, okay, I decided to do the course. I did the basic as well as the advanced with Priya. And I feel it's like, a light switched on inside me. So it is a great, amazing thing that everybody should experience it, and you feel that you're, you're connected to the creator of all that is. You will get the guidance from there. It's like that. So I always feel it's a great thing, and it's an amazing thing. Thank you, Priya. Thank you, Deepa ma'am. She's also here. I should thank her also for that. So grateful. She's the one who took me to this, this world. It's a different world, what I was and what I am now. So thank you, Priya. Thank you, the creator.
Thank you, Sarita.
Really, I can see the change in Sarita day by day. It's great.
Thank you.
Actually, she came in with the trauma. See, when you are going through a trauma, it is actually kind of a big help, when you go through a theta session. So the trauma release is very easy at that time. And of course, you see the other side, you see the light, you see the understanding, everything comes in, another awareness sets in. That's how you shift. And yes, I wouldn't say that, like, even if people who learn theta healing, even if they understand all these things, there are people who actually go through the class and they do 1 or 2 sessions and they say that I've done everything has changed inside me. It is not like that. It is a continuous process. It is a continuous process. And I would say that I personally heal myself every day. And Vayana has been healing herself for 25 years, and she says that still she has beliefs that to be changed, because we keep on creating new beliefs. And new experiences create new things, so it is new awareness that is setting in. It's a kind of an enlightening, every session is an enlightening process. You understand that only when you go back and look into it. And of course, deeper awareness, there are people who are into, I've had clients who have come in with very intense awareness, and they didn't know how to share it with others. I don't want to take names, they're still present here. They have actually don't know whom to share with, because this kind of wisdom, they have it inside them, but there are no people out there who can accept it. There are people like that. So for them also, it's a great support, because we are a lot of people out here who would accept such people, and who knows that, there is a way to resolve everything in life. Okay, so now let's go into a manifestation meditation. So it's like, manifestation is like what you actually want in your life. So when I say what you actually want, most of you all will say, if you're if you are a young child, or even if you are a bigger child also, there are people who say that, okay, I want to manifest this. Then if I ask them, do you truly want to manifest this, or your husband wants that, or your father wants that, or your mother wants that? And then they'll say, yeah, my mother had said that, so I thought that is good for me. It is like that, we actually give our power away to others, even to manifest the things what we want. So right now, I want you all to think, what is it that you actually want in your life? So when you put your hands in your heart space in the first meditation, if you got an answer, what you actually want in your life, we are going to manifest that right now. So before manifestation, in the manifestation exercise itself, before that, I will make you all do a small resentment releasing exercise. That's a forgiveness exercise. I would like to do that in every session, everywhere I go, because that much shift happens in each person. I know that. So even if it is any class, I would say, okay, let's do a resentment exercise. Okay. So if there are no more questions, I can go ahead with the meditation. If there are more questions, you can ask now.
Priya, this is me, Somi.
Somi, where are you? Okay. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Actually, can I call my daughter also?
Yeah, for the meditation, yes, of course.
Okay.
The younger they learn, the better it is. You don't have to create all the beliefs unnecessarily. You can call your daughter.
Can I share my experience also?
Yes, yes, of course.
Hi, everybody. I'm Somi. I have done Theta healing up to Dig Deeper with Priya, and Swaniji was also there with me. I think many my cousins, my sisters are also there. I think they have joined also, and I really like who all have not done Theta healing. I really request you to do at least the basics, because I came to Theta healing after getting triggered by my past life past life regression meditation. And I've done a healing session with Priya, and I got very impressed with the modality, and I've done up to Dig Deeper. Now, see, I was a person who never wanted to speak in front of anyone. Right now, I'm speaking in front of you with this confidence. And I want one more thing I want to share with you all. Like, I have started practicing Theta healing on others. Not only for me, I have done. I'm nowadays I'm doing it on others, and I'm gratefully with Creator's guidance. The results which I'm getting is, my clients who are coming to me, they are super happy and getting healed. Like, they are asking me, what did you do to me? Like that, they are asking me. And today also I had a session that was more for my friend, and she had some fear. I think I can share that she had some fear for the exam, and she's actually a doctor. Today she promised me, whatever happened, I will attend for the exam. For last 3 years, she was, skipping that exam, and today she promised me that she'll be attending the exam. And I really want every one of you. I really request every one of you to do at least the basics. That's it. Thank you so much, Priya. Like now I am behind Priya. When are you going to start the next class? And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much, Priya. Much grateful.
Thank you, Somi. Actually, what Somi said is like this only. Some people, they come and ask, what did you do to me? It is actually not us who's doing anything. It is you making the change. You have decided to change, and it is a co-creation. What I mean by co-creation is that, of course, if I am the healer, I was a witness. Of course, the creator is the one who has done the healing, but you are the one who took the step to make the change. So it's a co-creation with so many people, So whatever you're experiencing is a co-creation. So in this manifestation meditation also, it's going to be a co-creation. You're going to create with the creator. Okay. So everybody ready? Anybody, any more questions? I'm not able to see everyone. Okay. If everyone is ready, we will sit for a small meditation. Okay. So this is the theta meditation which we normally teach in class. So it's just to get a small idea of how it is done. But in class, we do it very fast. Here, I'm going to do it a little slow. Okay. So yeah, and in theta, one of the important things that I forgot to share is that whatever we share, I mean, whatever the client comes and shares with us, it is very confidential. We are not supposed to share it with somebody else. And if you are a person who cannot do that, I would recommend you not do theta healing because we have to be very confidential. And even if you are sharing with somebody else, you can share it without taking their name. And of course, you can share with taking their permission. So their permission is needed whenever you're sharing something. So the ethics of theta healing is very important when we're doing this, especially when if you're going to heal a husband and wife and you're healing both of them, you're not going to say what the husband said to the wife or what the wife said to the husband. You have to have immense awareness into that, you know, how you're handling each person. Even though you know the deepest, darkest secrets of those people, you will not share it with other person. This is very important in theta healing. And of course, we all theta healers keep that promise to ourselves, you know, because it's a very powerful modality. There are people out there who are misusing it, but I wouldn't attract anybody like that into my class, because I always pray that people who are really into this and who really want to make a shift in others and in themselves, and it is for the benefit of others, those people only come into my class. So I know that I'll get only such people, because Creator always gets for me such people who are really aligned to the highest and best. Okay, so let's all sit in a comfortable posture. Keep your backbone straight and gently close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, observe your eyelids touching your skin. Observe the sensations in your body. And observe your breath. Allow yourself to gently bring your awareness into your heart center, middle of your chest. Allow yourself to take a deep breath in and breathe out through your mouth, allowing yourself to relax as you breathe out. And take another deep breath in and relax. Take one more deep breath in and allow yourself to gently go down, all the way down. Let your awareness go down, all the way down, below your building, all the way down to the Mother Earth, to the core of the Mother Earth. Take the beautiful energy of Mother Earth. Grab the energy, be grateful and thankful to her, and bring it through the soles of your beautiful feet, all the way up to the root chakra, which is below your spine, between your genitals. See a red lotus, red flower, or red light opening in your root chakra, making yourself feel grounded, rooted, safe, secure, supported. And let the energy go up into the sacral chakra, which is below your belly button. See it opening in orange. orange flower or orange light. Breathe into that space, making yourself feel independent, having healthy sexuality, your ability to flow easily, your ability to be creative, and let this energy go up into the solar plexus chakra, which is below the rib cage. See it opening in yellow color lotus or a light opening, allowing yourself to be confident, to have healthy self-esteem, to have self-control without the need to judge others or yourself, without the need to control others, without allowing others to control you, being in your own power. Let this energy go up into your heart center, middle of your chest. See it opening in green lotus opening, green light, allowing yourself to receive and give love in balance, allowing yourself to forgive yourself and others. Let the energy go up into the throat. See it opening in blue lotus opening, blue light, allowing yourself to express yourself truthfully, allowing yourself to live in your truth, allowing yourself to be creative. Let the energy go up into your third eye center, middle of your brain, pineal gland. See it opening in indigo. Indigo lotus opening, indigo light, making yourself understand you're intuitive, focused. You are the divine energy. Allowing the energy to go up above the head, top of your head. See it opening in violet color. Violet lotus opening. Allowing yourself to connect to the source energy, God energy. Have trust in God energy, trust in yourself, and the discernment to trust others. Now form a ball of light with this energy and see yourself in this ball of light, and let this ball of light go up 2 feet high above your head. See the color of the energy ball you're in. Let the energy ball rise up above the building or above the house, above the sky. Keep rising higher and higher and higher and higher. Above the earth, keep rising higher and higher and higher. Above the blue lights, above the dark lights, keep rising higher and higher, higher and higher into a golden light. This is the plane of the masters, the fifth plane of existence. The angels, the masters like Buddha, Muhammad Nabi, Jesus. Allow yourself to go through this golden light all the way up, above the light. Keep rising higher and higher, higher and higher, above the light. Into a jelly-like substance, which is rainbow in color. As you go through this light, you see the color and the shape around you changes. As you go up, keep rising higher and higher into a pink light, which is the law of compassion, which is the highest law. This is the plane of the laws, the sixth plane of existence. Allow yourself to bathe through this light all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up into a white, iridescent, beautiful light of the Creator. And let the energy ball merge with the light over there, knowing that the energy you are in and the energy there is the same. It is the energy of unconditional love of the Creator. Merge yourself, feel your molecules in space, sharing, becoming one with the energy of all that is. You are one with all that is. You are one with the God energy. You are one with the existence, the source energy. Take a deep breath in and allow yourself to relax into this beautiful energy of light. Feel this light energy. Sense it, know it. Now your brainwave is in theta state. From here, whatever you say, feel, know, understand, you kind of create it instantly. So first of all, let us ask the Creator to download each one of us. To the Creator of all that is, it is commanded. We use the word command because it's a powerful word and it is done with a lot of respect and love. But even then, if some of you find it difficult, you can use the word request. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to send unconditional love to myself and to whoever you want to send. You can send to all of the earth also. It is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, Creator, show me. I want you to take the energy of the Creator of all that is the unconditional love energy, which is pure white in color. Grab it, bring it down, all the way down into your head. Let it flow through your head to every cell in your body. Witnessing this is very important. Only when you witness it, the change happens. So see it, feel it, sense it, going down to every cell in your body, energizing you, making you feel whole and complete. Feel the energy going into every space in your body, every organ, every part of your being. You can send it to whoever else you want to send, be it your family, friends, or anybody. You can just send it to all of the earth or to anyone who needs it at this point of time, anyone who is going through trouble, anyone who is in the hospital, or anyone who is asking for help. Let them be blessed with the knowing that everything they need is available. Let this energy go into them. Witness it going into them. Witness this beautiful energy spreading out throughout the world. Let us give ourselves few downloads also to the Creator of all that is. It is commanded to give us these downloads. I know what it feels like to be loved, and I know how to experience love in the highest and best of the ways, and that I'm worthy enough to be loved, and that I'm worthy enough to live in abundance, and that I'm able to let go of any resistance for my growth. I'm able to release any resistance to allowing the feeling of plenty. I'm able to release any shame and guilt. I'm able to allow myself to awaken into my true authentic self. I'm able to allow myself to experience a miracle, and that I am a miracle, and I know how to celebrate the miracles with gratitude. I'm able to experience freedom, and that I'm worthy enough of living in freedom, and that I'm able to open myself to endless possibilities. And that I'm always connected to the infinite light of love, of the source energy. And that I'm able to let go of any resentment, any grudge that I'm holding on to. I'm able to forgive myself and others unconditionally. And that I'm able to manifest what I want in the highest and best of the ways. And that I am able to experience the power of love that exists within me. And that I am always able to tap into the vibration or the frequency of joy. And that I am worthy enough to be joyful. And that I am able to experience enlightenment in every step of my life. Let it is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, Creator, show me. Let all these downloads flow into all of you. Just witness it, see it in a form of light, going into your head, into your whole of your being. Let it go down, deep down into your toes, till your toes, all the way down to Mother Earth. Let this downloads ground into you. Let it go into the core of the earth. The Earth Star. Grounding all these downloads so that you're able to live with it. It is flowing from the source through your head, through all of your system, to the earth, grounding, grounding, grounding. Feel that all these downloads are grounded into you. Okay, now come back into the creator space. Let your awareness be in that space of the creator of all that is, the light space. And I want you to think of a person whom you really hate or resent or have grudge or you're not able to forgive. The moment I say this, whoever's face comes into you is a person you have to work on. I'm sure everyone would have got one person's face. Trust whatever is coming to you. Even if it is your own face, trust it, because you may need to release any resentment towards you. Now I want you to look into this person's eyes and tell them how much hurt you felt by whatever they did. Whatever you wanted to tell this person, just say it. Finish off all the anger that is there inside you. Tell them all the trouble you went through because of this person. Take out all the anger. Take out all the grudge you've been holding. Take out all the words you've been holding inside you. Just say it out. Let it go. Release it. If you feel like crying, also you can cry. If you feel like shouting, you can shout. You're all muted. So just express yourself, express your anger, express your resentment. Take it out, take it out. Once you've finished expressing, I want you to stand behind this person and think from this person's point of view. Why would this person do such a thing? What is this person actually trying to teach you? What did you learn going through that situation? Why did your soul actually chose to experience this? What was your soul intending to understand going through this? What is it about life that you haven't understood, that you understood at this point of time? So if you have understood what you have learned going through this, I want you to think from this person's point of view. You have no idea what he is here to experience, what he wanted to experience by doing that, he or she. The things this person have been going through their childhood, and why they have such a mindset. They don't have the same learning as you have, especially in this matter. They are yet to learn what you have learned. There are so many things even we have not learned. We are yet to learn that. Similarly, these people, whoever you resent, they are yet to learn what you have learned. And they must have changed later on. They must have changed, or they will change later on. But whatever they have given you as an experience is for you to learn something very profound. And if you can connect this to anything of your childhood or any past life, that is something to look into. You have gone through similar experiences before time. So that's the source of it. So in that first time, what did you experience? What did you learn from that? Be aware of that. Realize what did you learn through that. And that first person was done the same thing to you. I want you to understand this person from this person's point of view. Not everyone has your understanding or awareness. And not everyone is doing it on purpose. Sometimes some people react to situations which is triggering them from their past. They may not be angry with you, but they take it on you. With this awareness, if you are able to forgive this person, I want you to unconditionally forgive this person and tell this person, I forgive you. If you are not able to forgive this person, it's okay. It's not yet time. Just release this person to light. If you are able to forgive this person, I want you to let go of any anger, grudge, resentment. Let it go from you, from your space, from your heart space, from your whole of your being. And when you're saying, I forgive you, if this person says sorry, well and good, he has understood, he or she has understood. This person is not saying sorry and disappearing, that means he still has something to learn. If this person is still standing there staring at you, that means you still have more learnings with this person. If you see this person saying a sorry, it is ended there. A sorry or a forgive me or whatever. But the moment you forgive this person, you have energetically released him. And you will not experience any negativity from that. It is up to that person. So you know what it feels like to forgive this person unconditionally. Even if it is self-forgiveness, I want you to understand is that everyone makes mistakes and learn from it. And at some point of time, the level of awareness you have at that time is not the same as you have now. You have changed. So I want you to forgive yourself because everyone is learning and evolving, making mistakes and learning. It's fine. So forgive yourself. And now I want you to do the manifestation. For the manifestation, we would like to say to the creator of all that is, it is commanded that I have. So when I say I have, I want you to think of the things you want. If it is a job, if it is a soulmate, if it is a partner, if it is a loving relationship, if it is peaceful environment or whatever you want, or if it is a house or if it is a car or whatever you want in your life, even if it is money also, you can say. For the highest and best of myself in the highest and best of the ways, it is done, it is done, it is done. Thank you, Creator, show me. Now I want you to imagine your life as a big bubble. And imagine yourself as a big giant standing in the Creator's space. And you are bringing your big giant hand into earth, into your life, and you're stirring your life in clockwise direction. The bubble of your life, you're stirring it. And you're making the changes. See the changes, whatever you want to happen. I want you to make the changes, feel it, sense it, know it, that you already have it. Bring that vibration into your being. Bring that happiness, bring that excitement, bring the feeling. If it is freedom that you want, bring that feeling of freedom, vibrate in that frequency of freedom. If it is love, you bring the feeling of love. You have enough and more with the Creator. You are vibrating at it now. It is the best time to feel it, sense it, know it. Vibrate in that frequency of love. If it is a job you want, bring the feeling of that job. Picture yourself doing that job. Picture yourself doing it passionately. See yourself receiving the money. See yourself using that money for whatever purposes. Know that you have it. You're worthy enough of having it. Sense it, feel it, vibrate in that. It's very important to bring the vibration into your being. You deserve it. You are eligible of having it. Allowing the beautiful energy of the Creator flowing into this manifestation. And just feel grateful for it. Once you feel you're vibrating in that, just say thank you. It's done, it's done, it's done. Thank you. Now in the same space, I want you to stand and ask your heart or the Creator, wherever you want to ask, what action I need to take to manifest, to make this manifestation take place. See, even though you have manifested, you have told the Creator, you have set the intention, everything. We are co-creators. We need to take an action. If you're going to just say this to the Creator and sit simply, nothing is going to happen. You have to take an action. So what action you need to take for this manifestation to take place? Know that. If you're getting some answers, just know that this is the action I need to step into right now. Let the existence know that I'm ready. Make a commitment to make this action happen. It's beautiful to feel this. You have such beautiful energy flowing through you right now. Make use of it. It's an endless flow of unconditional love energy. With this awareness that it has already happened, I want you to come back through your head, crown chakra at the top of your head, third eye, throat, heart chakra, solar plexus, sacral chakra, root chakra, all the way down to Mother Earth. Ground yourself, ground yourself. Take energy from the Mother Earth, come back through your legs to the root, to the sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown, at the top of your head. Let the energy ball have an energy bath in water or light. Visualize the energy ball is having a bath in water or light. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. How are you all feeling? I would recommend everyone to do this resentment exercise every day, because that actually opens your energy. Because you know it heals tremendously when you do that. When you feel that you don't resent anybody, that's very wrong. You actually resent a lot of people, including your own parents. Every children resent their parents at some point of your time or the other. It's not wrong to do that. It's not because they are bad or anything. It's just that you experienced it that way. So you can release all the resentments. You can create beautiful energy with your parents. And once you have everything settled with your parents, everything else flows. Because the base relationship is with your parents. So change that so that everything else becomes fine. Anybody wants to say something? Everybody is with only 3-4 people are open their video itself. I can't see them. Anybody wants to say something? Say your experience. Nobody wants to say anything. So actually,
Yeah,
I'm
Priya?
going to have, yeah, who's that?
This is Kuntal.
Yeah, Kuntal, tell me.
Yeah, so just a quick experience is that, it's a quick, it has calmed me down. So at least I can feel that from the inner turbulence, I can feel some calmness. So which I'm enjoying a lot.
Yeah, so it's like, every day if you can sit in theta state, it's actually amazing for you to, shift. So when you do a healing session, it's a different feel, totally different feel. Now it is just a meditation we have done. So when a healing session happens, it's a different feel. And forgiveness exercise is amazing because it shifts your life like crazy. It's like, it just opens up. Okay. Yeah, so actually theta healing is done in any area, any place, like we don't have any particular rules as such that we shouldn't do it in a washroom or anywhere. We can sit and do theta in any place. Okay. And that when we are going to do a session on ourselves or others, we see the shift instantly, especially if you really understand, realize and shift. If it is a family thing you have healed, instantly the family, I have seen, suddenly my children come and hug me for no reason. These amazing things happen, which they have not been even bothered about for some time. So it changes. So every theta healing experience is different. Okay, so if there is nothing, I think we'll close the session. I have a basic class coming up on 25th. And yeah, 25th of November. If anybody is interested, do let me know. And of course, I would recommend people who are really committed in doing, just come. Don't come to test because, it is a very divine process and don't come just for the certificate also. I wouldn't recommend that because it is not a certificate, it is an inner change that is going to happen. It is an inner shift. It's a mass consciousness shift also. If you change, people around you also get affected, so it's going to help a lot of people. So come with a open mind, with a mind that, you are able to, like, just because I am a teacher doesn't mean that I know everything. No. I do still make mistakes. I do still heal myself. I do, even make mistakes even while taking classes also. So I ask for forgiveness in the class and I dig myself on why I went through that. It does happen. So we are open to anything, so there isn't anything. There are people who have gone through a lot of abuses. I forgot to mention that a lot of abuses in life. It's not just physical abuse, verbal abuse. There are also sexual abuses. People don't want to talk about it, which is actually affecting their present life. And there are money abuses. Yes, people do abuse themselves with money also, because even if they don't have money or they are struggling, they don't want to tell anybody and they struggle, they suffer. Some people commit suicide, all these things happen. It's because we are not taught to express what we are going through with others. We are not taught to share. Some people are not taught to even cry. You know, like most of the men are said that you should not cry because you're a man. It's not like that. You should cry. If you have been holding on to those emotions, cry, start crying. We will teach you how to cry also. Because some people would have suppressed their desires, suppressed their emotions. Some people would have numbed their emotions. All these things need to be released. And you don't need to sacrifice for anybody to even to have a healthy relationship or healthy job or anything. You don't have to sacrifice yourself. It's all in the programs. It has come, you know, we can change all that. Aryan is coming in now. Okay. Okay. So let's meet again somewhere else. We'll end the session. If there is nothing that you want to discuss, if you have questions, we have unlimited number of things to discuss. Otherwise, let's leave.
Priya, someone was asking about the timings of the class in the chat.
Really? Oh, okay. On 25th, the time is evening session. It was meant for working people. So it is from 5 p.m. Yeah, 5 p.m. Dubai time. So that'll be 6:30 p.m. Indian time, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, it's normally a 4 hours class, but last 3 days it might get extended. It depends upon how fast you people heal each other. You know, the practice sessions happens in the end, the digging sessions. So yeah, come with a lot of time in hand. And the morning session might happen by end of December. Yeah, and I believe I can keep Somi asked for this, right? Somi, I got permission to do this abundance and manifestation class. Maybe we'll do it in January first week or December last. I haven't decided the date.
I think my manifestation was for December last.
Let's see how your manifestation comes. Okay.
Thank you so much, Priya.
Anyway, there are 2 advanced classes coming up for those people who wants to do the advance. One is in the morning, one is in the evening. That is in from 7th to 10th is the morning class, and 11th to 14 is the evening class.
Thank you, Priya.
Please. Okay. Thank you. See you all. Big hug to all of you.
Thank you, Priya.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Priya.
Thank you.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you so much.
Priya,
Big hug to you.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Thank you so much, Priya.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Hi, who is that? Hassan next to you? Is that your sister or your wife? I can't hear you. You are muted. Now you are again muted. I still can't hear you. I don't know what happened. Waiting for everyone to leave. Yeah. Okay, then we'll talk later on. Azan, I can't hear you anyway. Bye-bye. I'm ending the meeting, okay?